What's up? New game. Called Trials and Tribulations. Final game. Came out in 2004. Man. Weird to think about, like, how old I was. Turnabout memories. You're playing as Mia? Ugh, how did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? Girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'll tell you for your own sake, if you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Don't talk about her like that. Bam. Phoenix? It wasn't me. I didn't. I didn't do it. Five years earlier, Mia Fey's second trial. Defendant lobby number 3. Finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Ahem. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Ah, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're gonna get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. So my lapels. Obviously haven't gotten the temperament to be the lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. That's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Whatever you fear, my dear, I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me with your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case. Huh. Quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? And you already learned all the relevant facts? About that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see that poor young man over there in the pink sweater? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody. Morning. Wanna say I'll give it all I got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. You have a cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's Wright. Lying brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold, that's what the mask is for. Doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. In 2004, they knew about masks stopping the spread of disease. Great, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. If you're truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. Maya. Mia. Mia. This is Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. That trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again, but this time I'm gonna win. For my client and for myself. District Court number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense today is Miss Mia Fey, is it? Yes, is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. He's right there. Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Of course, Your Honor, I think. Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. Oh, Payne has hair now. Can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl, will all be over soon. Grossberg is 61. Phoenix is 21. Doug is 22. Dahlia is 20. Payne is 49. Winston. Winston Payne. I'd like to proceed with a summary of events of the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. Very generic name. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. The student discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body, and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, then they called the police. Certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious. Very well. Court accepts the photo into evidence. Can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Reputation for sagacity. Sagacity? Quality of being sagacious. Gee, thanks, Google. Having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment. Or shrewd. Sagacious. It's a big 1800s term, it looks like, and then it fell off hard in the 1900s. Sagacity. The truth is that the victim died a rather unusual death. You mean, well, perhaps the defense would like to take this to question. Simple question, I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I'm a gentleman, if you will. Know what you're made of. Pause, what was it? Please say you know at least this much. I read it. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. See here, the details are filed on the court record. Fatal record. All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data and think more carefully before you answer, my dear. Court record. The cause of death. Fatal shock electrocution. But how could such a thing happen? There's AI Jesus and AI Santa on Twitch. Cool. There was AI, Rick and Morty. I'm not surprised there's an AI Santa and AI Jesus. Did the murderer use some kind of new powerful stun gun? The answer will become crystal clear as the trial proceeds. Before that, there's one more vital issue. Motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Oops, I'm sorry. You're the defense, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. Winston Payne, he's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. Don't call him the rookie killer for nothing. If I ask a question to AI Santa and AI Jesus, no, I don't really care. Just chat GPT and like care that much. Hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood? And this time I'd like to see some supporting evidence. Our weapons can be found in court. In the court record, find the evidence that showed an old graybeard's face. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Evidence isn't the only thing. People's profiles are there as well. What was the cause of the blood? Alia Hawthorne. God, she sounds so high-pitched. They really did not get a great voice actor for her objection and take that. She sounds like a child. Reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright, but up to about 8 months ago she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly she has some part to play in the story. And then again, before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Okay, call your first witness. If it pleases, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. Wright is innocent. The defense has no objection. I'm surprised there's not a mod that does like AI voice acting for the Phoenix Wright video games. That'd be cool. Witness, name and occupation. Miss Phoenix Wright, my job is, I guess I'm a suspect. Means what you did before you were arrested. Oh, a university student. You're under suspicion for the murder of Doug Swallows. Didn't do it, I'm innocent. I'm telling you I was... Oh my god. I can't even read what they're saying because he keeps sneezing. Defendant, please refrain from passing on his cold thirst to us. Seems the witness has something he wants to say. Please tell us about your relation to the victim. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. I hardly knew the victim. Like I said, I'm not a killer. Judge understands. You're being naive. Too naive. Seems that you've forgotten one small thing. That would be this witness has to undergo something called cross. Defense's duty to do cross-examination. How would he call up? Okay, blah blah blah. Find the contradiction in his statement. Probably something about him being British. Say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered. Crime. It's just a coincidence we bumped into each other on accident. Not a killer, all I did was find his body. Who called the police? Other students. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock. It's true. Stop sneezing every time you're in a bind. It's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with. Didn't know his face or his name, right? Right. Well, no, that is, I mean, which is it? Did you know him or not? God damn it, Phoenix. Can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. I guess I did know his name. That's news to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Dolly? Oh, Dahlia. Who's this Dolly person? That would be the defendant's older Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Young, low, so bittersweet. That's all I knew about him. talk to that stuck-up British wannabe. Say the following, I hardly knew the guy to begin with. Would I even? That doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, why would you say the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Oh, Mr. Wright? It wasn't me, I'm not a killer, I swear. Be an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was a British wannabe? A traitor? He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. See it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Right, I saw it at the crime scene. That's supposed to be why I figured he must love British stuff. It's true, cross my heart. Can I ask you something, Miss Faye? Who is this person, this Union Jack fellow? Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Like the Stars and Stripes. Your insight astounds me. There's something a bit strange. There's a contradiction. Court record, blah blah blah. I can handle it. I don't see a Union Jack on his back.
Objection!
You certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure it was right there on his back. There's some point to this line of questioning. Please take another look at the crime scene photo. You can see there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Wait a minute, he's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body, but if that's really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket. You're right, you've been lying. Please forgive me. God damn it, Phoenix. Let him, that P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. Impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh, did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? I took some, but it was the medicine you took over the counter called Cold Killer X. Right? It kills colds good. Wait a second. How'd you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Do you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it. Tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Victim's hand. It's Cold Killer X. And I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. I think his murderous intent, Mr. Solon must have picked up a bottle of medicine dropped by Mr. Wright and put it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Victim's watch stopped at the time of death. It ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. An explanation? My buttocks, my poor hemorrhoids. Truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. Talked for a bit. Then at around 3 we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Right, that's completely different testimony than what you gave previously. Sorry, Your Honor, I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. Forgive me if I say I finally heard your current testimony any more credible. Yeah. Watch at the time of death is just after 3. death. Met the victim before then. No, never. But that day he called me, told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. She's my sweetheart. That for me. Sorry, I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow, before she met Mr. Wright. It was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. Agreed to meet at 2:55 behind that building. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Both there right on time. He was in pharmacology, correct? Studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. Gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Like he was quite an ambitious young man. About the timing of the meeting. Completely certain you met at 2:45. It's the time class ends. They're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Ask about the department. Okay, I don't know much about that though. It said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. Yeah, there are electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock we split up. What was it you were talking about? You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. Later I went back and found him lying there. The day you went back, when I found the body. Why'd you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? That's right, I was. Why did you go back? Oh, maybe we could make up. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. They've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. Rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I guess I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? Did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends know about it. Lost my bottle around lunchtime on the day. What did you do for lunch? What does that have to do with anything? Never be too sure. They always eat with Dolly, just the 2 of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Mini omelets are magically delicious. Why'd you just punch me in the jaw? Sorry, I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Oh my god. Why is Mia upset every time Dahlia gets mentioned? Defendant and the victim met approximately at the time of the death, then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. But there's still one mystery that remains. How the murder was carried out. Just how was the murder victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced, correct? Oh, that is... You're correct, Your Honor. Because there is no weapon. Could somehow establish how it was done. Maybe it could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Establish murder method. Yes, Miss Faye. I believe that if we were able to piece everything we've heard up till now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. In a Benninger like you must understand the basic rules of court. Substantiate with the evidence. Yeah. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Cut line right behind them. It's for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. There's nothing even remotely resembling a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in more detail. Where in this photo is the murder weapon? Actually, it's right there. What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage, and because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So the high voltage cable? Yes, that is the cause of death. That's the most likely explanation. Sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say? I believe some praise is in order. Don't toil with me, old man. Victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant, unless it was an accident. That much is certainly true. That's not all we have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish Mr. Wright was the murderer. His fingerprints on the cable that were on the medicine bottle. You can see the victim is wearing a leather jacket. Leather holds fingerprints quite well. Clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket, palm print of the defendant's very own hand. I can only think one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. We conclude there's no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Over Mia. I knew that boy was guilty from the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. This time I'm prepared to render a verdict. Something further to add, Miss Faye? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? Still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. I just can't say it. If I told what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Okay? No matter what you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. I've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright? I'll tell you what really happened. I admit it, I pushed him. My fault. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. Only for your sake. You need to know about that girl. Stop it. Talk about her like that. Said, was that the truth? Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I would murder for sure. As things currently stand, we're absolutely convinced you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. Can't believe you really did push them. Like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. Oh my god. Topical. Very topical. Harlem Shake is real big now. And in 2004. Or 9 or whatever. Guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Lost my temper and gave him a shove. That moment I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried, so I went back, but he was just lying there dead. The explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow fell back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that. Incident, light rain had been falling, wet from the rain. The victim was more easily electrocuted. When I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. Okay, let me warn you that if your cross-examination doesn't yield you new facts, I will deliver my verdict without further delay. girl. Oh. My temper and gave him a shove. Tell me more about what happened in detail. Okay, he just said what he wanted to say to me. Put on the jacket and he was started to leave. One night I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. Gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. When you did that, there were no severed cables anywhere to be seen. Nothing at all. Possible that you merely overlooked it. It's possible. Don't let that guy steamroll you over it. I think what's important is the moment which occurred. Let's continue with the testimony. At that moment, I heard some sort of loud noise. I would say that loud noise was. I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. Think of it. I wonder what it was. Clearly, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. Ask for more details. That loud noise may be extremely important. Try to remember what it was. Like a sharp crack. Could it have been? Pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. Fell right on top of it and it broke. That's probably the noise I heard. The umbrella belonged to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. And again, I wish I had that kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Is there anything important in the testimony? Well, of course it's important. Cheap umbrella is more than important despite it. I want to officially have it entered into testimony. After I shoved him, he fell on top of his cheap umbrella. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? I had mentioned that. I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, if he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. His hair stood on end. Order, the victim, he moved? He probably tried crawling or got up and somebody else pushed him in. They're paying the umbrella. Where is it now? It was booked by police at the crime scene. I want to present it as evidence. Broken near an electrical pole. Well, it could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. No way it could have been blown there by the wind. And the music in this game is fucking... I know the matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render further judgment. Fake hair flying out. I find it hard to believe the huge hole had been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Well done, Mia. And what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, it seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It's foolish to think that I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I know what you're saying. Let me guess, you have another witness. This witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. The witness, Miss Hawthorne. Defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Try to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. What do you mean by that? I think it's a good point to stop court. 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we'll listen to the testimony of Dahlia Hawthorne. Miss Faye, I'm sorry for what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax? You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my dolly, right? She'll save me, I just know she will. Why do you think that? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. Love of your life. Do you mind telling me more about you and Miss Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we met about 8 months ago right in front of this very courthouse. I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. One day she and I bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. So I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Look at this. She gave me this the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off and said to me, I want you to carry this. I'll give you this as a present. Darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly. Certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I'm gonna share my happiness with the whole world. God, he's such a dork. Small bottle necklace, he shows it to everyone. After that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always says the same thing. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been August 27th, would it? Yeah, it was. How did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. Murder in the courthouse? I think I understand what you're trying to say, and I think I understand why you took such a keen interest in this case. I believe there's a connection between the two cases, am I right? Oh no. Article from 8/28, almost 8 months ago. Hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look at the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mio. Looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving. The recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. We continued. They were basically holding my hand through that entire thing. Max Payne, call your... or Winston Payne, call your witness. Calls Dahlia Hawthorne. The last time animals or insects came to somebody in the courtroom was the Very Big Circus case, and Acro was the killer. This stiff silence. In my long career, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word, but in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. Jesus. This judge is whipped. State your full name. Hey, don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, I'll be sure I'll cut them down to size. I'll bash them with my gavel. Love how they look straight at me when they say that. For calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. You may move on. What's your full name and occupation? Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. These guys are simps. We know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. God damn. They're really on one with the pop culture references in this game. Come on and say whatever's on your mind. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it. Gonna be a tough witness. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them around her little finger. Happened. What you would Planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then all of a sudden, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. When Feeny noticed that I was there, he went to go find some other students and they called the authorities. According to you, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Tell us the truth. Never. That's more than enough. I won't allow this to continue. Let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey. Yes, you two are acquainted? Yes, we met before, once. I'm guessing she was a witness in the case 8 months ago? Adam Fey. Adam? Adam? Planning to go back to Feeney's place. Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, what were you doing by the pharmacology building? I'm in literature. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes? Nothing left to do when a man reaches this age. Sleep is his best friend. Poetry sounds more like a midlife crisis. I thought that's supposed to mean death. We need to get to the art department. I have to walk through that back area. When to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. Ah, with your 2 feet. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. It's Dougie. Doug Swallow. We were dating till about 8 months ago. What were Dougie and Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about? You'd be so mean. I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Oh my god. Dougie got all wobbly and collapsed. Victim collapsed on his own? In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Watching the whole time, Feeny never did a thing to Doug. Press her for no good reason. I know the judge will just get angry. What should I do about the testimony? Show the contradiction. Lies not becoming Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness. Defense engaged in a fishing expedition. He has no supporting. Please don't glare at me, I'm just doing my job. It's a weird case, because all of the witnesses are like, I didn't do shit. Phoenix Wright didn't do shit. And Mia is supposed to be defending Phoenix. But Mia is objecting to these. Defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. No need to try to cover for the defendant. It'd be much better if he came out and told us the whole. Revise. I didn't see the moment he pushed Doug. I saw the moment when Doug fell to the ground. There was a moment. Like they were fighting, and I didn't see anything unusual either. But I wasn't really watching them all that closely. Go find some other students. Ending to protect Wright. psychology. They're very fond of their drugs. Find some students who went into the labs, correct? What I was planning to wound up not going. A group of about 10 students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on. How could the students have known? I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just they all seemed to kind of excited about something. The students called the police? Yes. I was just so panicked. Telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. Pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find the contradictions in this one. And Doug, they were talking behind the building. Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning a 19-year-old female college student who was sitting behind the building. I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either.
Objection!
Said you didn't hear anything unusual, is that correct? That's why I was relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. It's nice, but I find that a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. He clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. Really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? The noise wasn't all that memorable. According to Mr. Wright, it was a sharp noise like a snap. I'm gonna put on a hoodie. It is starting to get cold. Hope the color balance closed constantly. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. I have a moment to answer. Now the reason I didn't hear the noise. Truth is, I had my headphones on. I was listening to music. I mean, both your ears were covered. The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end, so the sky continued to flash and rumble. I'm afraid of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out. He said something that could change the whole case. There was lightning. There's a problem with the witness's testimony. She said there was lightning, correct? Lightning is a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. This entire case is built on the premise that Doug Swallow was murdered, but that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt. Defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was accidentally accidentally. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Not a fool. The prosecution has done its research. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cables is definitely linked to this case. This affidavit. Who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read the court the testimony of pharmacology. All equipment suddenly lost power all of a sudden at 3 p.m. that day. Is it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage. Saying the equipment lost power because they lost power because of the severed electrical cable. Occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits with the time of death in the autopsy report. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables are very old. Godzilla-era cabling. From 1940 and 1950. Planning on having them replaced in the near future. Cables have become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. Something that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then wouldn't it have been snapped it had been bumped into? Do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with a reason to try to regain the momentum. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Who or what? Found near an electrical pole at the crime scene. Probably gonna be the umbrella. Otherwise, why mention that it was near an electrical pole? And the only person who could have done it would be Doug or Dahlia. Oops. I did not mean to do that. I'm gonna try the umbrella. Okay, maybe not the umbrella. Who or what caused the cable to break? Doug Swallow himself then. If not the umbrella, then Doug Swallow himself. Okay, maybe not. It wasn't Doug, and it wasn't the umbrella. I mean, the only other thing that could be who is Phoenix. Please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. It said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. It happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Lab equipment lost power at 2:55, which fits in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Why wouldn't that have shown up if it... Doug should have counted, because Doug hitting the power thing should have counted it, but whatever. It was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. Afraid I can't agree with you there. Good look of where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. Victim banged into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Then the victim was electrocuted. Yeah, but the cable's not by the pole. The victim was shoved into that far pole. It couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground. Yeah, they're... Someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Ah, the laminations of my enemy, how I've longed to hear them. Defense is absolutely correct. Your judge, may I say something? The madam's attorney's explanations, he said some things that are a little different than I remember them. Why? You want to defend Phoenix, right? Of course she's the actual killer. He's starting to show her true colors. I don't trust anyone who has animals flying around them. Truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first was into the pole, second into the electrical, then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. Cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. Victim got up and tried to run away, and that's when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? He pushed him twice. I just wanted to protect him, so you lied. Just a little old white lie. White lie? How is that a white lie? Well, forget it. Please be more careful. Ho ho ho. Dark alley is friendlier than this girl. First one was into the pole, that's when the cable broke. Saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the pole. No, he doesn't look it, but Feeney can be a bit of an imp. Wants to be. Never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeney is really scary when he gets mad. And Dougie tried his best to run away from him. We were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched the scene unfold. I'm padgering. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? Wished the best for them both and that they would each give the fight their all. What a psychopath. And he caught up and crashed into him from behind. Doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest. There were also prints found on the back? No. Crashed into him. He wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case. Maybe he could. Cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. I actually witnessed the moment the victim was electrocuted. Sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. It's the 1 minute thing. Dougie being electrocuted all happened in less than a minute. It's the time of death in the student testimony. I want to use a combination of the two. Probably. Trial and error this? It should have counted for both of those things, but whatever. Enough witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Medicine. The one Feeney takes for his cold. Not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the time on the watch. Stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05. Point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered the power outage due to the cable snapping? According to the testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55. Care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? Defense proposes that it was during this time that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. This is nonsense. The real murderer. You can't deny the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. And who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? And one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for a real killer. Defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? If you accuse the wrong person, you'll be penalized. Well, I mean, there's only one person to accuse. Winston Payne. Dahlia Hawthorne. Could have only been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. Defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing the whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Miss Faye. What? Okay. Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting, however... After Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. You say something so mean, Madame Faye. I didn't do anything. Phoenix? Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. What is it? Please strike everything the defense said right now for the record. You daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. My Dolly alone. Man, he's whipped. That boy, he's gotten himself in way over his head. Mr. Grossberg, you're back. Seems I've arrived in the nick of time. Ha 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 ha. Found the police report on the incident in your newspaper clipping. Cafeteria courthouse cafeteria. Date time August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim Diego Armando, age 28, a lawyer. Suspect Dahlia Hawthorne. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of the poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It's unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Oh. Oh. Defense has made a very serious allegation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Your Honor, that is... May I interrupt you for a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. It is, go right ahead. Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you should let me handle this. Go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. Ludo. It's all just too much for little me to bear. That girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building, and then... Defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. About The events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Could that have possibly have to do with this case? Witness claims she had no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, has very good reason. Court grants the defense request. Miss Young Lady, would you mind staying just for a bit longer? I first met him 8 months ago. In this courtroom basement. When our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. Going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-dovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. Said again, you'll be held in court. Contempt. Until that time, you've been dating Doug Swallow. A fool, letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself. Me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have been calling me... taken to calling me Judge Fickle. But they also call him the Great Jajini. You're destined to meet in this very court. Courthouse reading room is a strange place to meet the love of your life. Not true. Feeny was in art student, also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. I was a literature student doing in a courthouse reading room. Reading court literature. This line of questioning is a waste of time, it has nothing to do with the murder. Nothing to do with the Swallow case. Allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to perform. Come to the courtroom to do some research for a paper. Learn scenario poetry. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. You haven't gotten the police report. You won't have trouble getting it, so be sure to read it carefully. Heart skipped a beat. What was about this Phoenix Wright, the major heart malfunction? Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Phoenix. Serious thing, I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, you might all be shocked. Telling the truth, it was truly shocked. How dumb. The poem that best describes how I feel about my Phoenix. Any bad feelings between you and Mr. Scott? Not at all, we party on very good terms. That can't be. Investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup. Oh, you see, thing to be asking. I have never once considered leaving my wife. Thanks, Payne. No one cares, Payne. Doug must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature. Even has the judge in their palm. Creditors find a contradiction. Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. In the incident in which an attorney was poisoned, the name of the suspect in that report is listed here in this report. That name is Dahlia Hawthorne. Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Hawthorne, was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Unbelievable. It's true that even the prettiest rose has its thorns. Can't slander my witness. I will not stand for this. I believe I was speaking. Through about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during the incident 8 months ago. Gotta stay on the offensive. You lit fire in my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. Hell yeah. The lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria, I left my seat for a moment. I heard the poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. Sorry, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks. I'll show you them. Cross-examination. Proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. Hell. Got something, or you talking with the defense attorney? According to the report, you're being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Tell us what that incident was. Involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? So I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you. Gag, those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. Answered all the questions, but if you must know maybe 10 or 20 more. Toilet. My perfect little dolly doesn't poop. Heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better listen. I heard it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Now, how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? A bottle of eye drops say half a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. Found in the lawyer's mug of coffee and right off the table. Somebody was. It was a special kind of poison. Possible to detect. I come from. Advanced chemical process to purify it. Maybe from someone who is into pharmaceuticals. Wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. Arrested because no one could have shown how she obtained the poison. Biology student. Wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Doug Swallow? That's right, up till 8 months ago, Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. If you pharmacology at Ivy. Laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. Without such equipment, the culprit could have never obtained such a rare and special poison. Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was sitting at that very table. You. Ew. Order. Could it be? Nothing but an accusation. May I say something, Madame Faye? None of the poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you need some sort of container. It was searched immediately after the incident took place. The entire courthouse was turned upside down. They didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? Gotten rid of something that small. Yeah, to clear the poison container, I think you need to show some sort of proof. Where was the container? Forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone who had nothing to do with the case. You knew that wouldn't be searched. Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. The defendant was this witness accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present. Charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago, August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. You're saying there's a deadly poison in there? Though there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if a crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. Order in the court. Phoenix. On behalf of Dolly, I object. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright. Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? I'm madly in love with her. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Right, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Oh, yes, she must be madly in love with me too. In the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because... does not and is not. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Always says the same thing. Please give it back now. Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she had to get it back. Never gave it back. Showing it to everyone you met. By she. Yeah, are you alright? Defendant, he's getting away. Wait, he went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone. What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. It's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Gonna 2-beat? Oh no, it didn't. This sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of the court. Afraid your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Back the necklace. I ate it. Huh? Ate it? It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew into bits first, but... Gotta stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? The bottle you swallowed may have some poison left in it. Seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case. Clearly the bottle did not contain deadly poison. I can be sure. The defendant is very much alive. As for the poison, like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. There must be some mistake. The bottle must not have any poison left. That or the poison must have lost its potency. Right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. It's heartwarming to see that you place so much faith into Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side too. For example, why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. But I cannot accept your explanation of events. The suspicion has been cleared up. I'd like to proceed to the trial. You believed in me. I feel like I let you down. Something I forgot to tell you. That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. Girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. None of your business. Telling you for your own sake, if you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night someone stole poison from the lab. Same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Talk about her like that. Really say that? One more thing after I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. Right there. Dolly was right there. Crouched down next to him. Told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry. Defendant is Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it, she's innocent. Stole the poison 8 months ago, and that's bet together with Mr. Wright that there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. And that she desperately wanted to get back, therefore, was Hawthorne planning to kill. One person standing squarely in Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. It's true that that's how things worked out, but let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be. That'd be, I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. I'll bring her to justice. The only thing Miss Hawthorne cared about was the piece of evidence linking her to the incident 8 months ago. Bottle necklace, that's all she cared about. Why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of the attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of one thing: how to quickly get rid of the necklace. Pretty good move she made. The evidence was missing for a long time. There was one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. That's why she wanted to kill Mr. Wright? Give that piece of evidence. Can't be true. Oh, yeah. Poor baby. Beanie, what a joke you are. She's all cold. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for everything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne. You're nailing the end of this trial. Fine, I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. See about that. But first, where's your Seems like your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Man, are you senile or something? Why didn't you say something instead of sitting there with a dumb look on your face? Hawthorne, what happened? Really that shocked? You prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? Absolutely no proof. You treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind. Not finished. Fine, then ask that nasty old hag to finish up already. Stop, Mia. If you keep pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. Price. You'll be forced to take off your badge forever. I think it over carefully, Miss Faye, or should I say Miss Gray? Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? Point, I don't have any evidence. I'd rather lose my attorney badge than let her get away with murder. Defense would like to present proof. And, my god, opinion that there has already been enough discussion of only one piece of evidence. Planning to poison Miss Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Show this court beautiful proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. This evidence will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X, Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? Lost my bottle around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X, and she poisoned it knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Victim Doug Swallow that was holding the medicine. I'd like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Months ago, necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Actually, accidentally ran into the reading room. Same thing this time as well. Grabbing the victim, Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. As when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poison bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. She heard it and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including when the defendant and the victim were arguing about that electrical cable. And she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to survive. Use the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Heard that's when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. On top of that, the power outage, some students showed up as well. Hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying the bottle of poison cold medicine. Must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? Dispose of the evidence the exact same way she did then. She had said yes, but in this case, Doug Swallow. But a filthy, stinking liar, right, Mr. Prosecutor? That's exactly right. It's pure desperation. Desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, it's cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Wright ate that necklace of yours. Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. Stinking liar. There's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of the medicine right now. Faye. Faye. I will meet again, I'm certain of it. Judge, I'll see you later too. It just kind of confesses. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. The witness seems to accept it. Pain. Mr. Payne has care to try this cold medicine? Earlier I could have sworn you said, there, it's alright. Very life. Put your money where your mouth is. Pain. So trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't be any poison in here. With the tuna. Here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Woman, are you willing to bet your life? My hair is flying off, my beautiful hair. About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. File papers for her immediate arrest. Tragic but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious from the beginning. By the way, Miss Faye, me or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Can't be happening. Here's Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. I didn't have anything further to say. Can't be true, my dear Dolly. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment during this trial. The court finds the defendant not Court is adjourned. Mia, you were wonderful. Thanks for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Mr. Grossberg, could you, stop talking about me? Rather rude. This case really made me think. What does it mean to have a mutual relationship and mutual trust with the client? Perhaps that is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Alright, congratulations. Thanks, I was thinking. The dolly I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was Dolly I know could have never said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Alright, that's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit. Try to grow up a little. My friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying, but I thought you were in the art. I desperately want to help, and if I hurry, I should be able to save him in time. Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Right, I'm still new at this myself, but that's exactly what a lawyer is. I do it. Study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. This trial brings up a lot of painful memories. It also brings up rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now, but even so, I can hear her in my mind. No matter what, always believe in your client. In the court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. And evidence. Thing that has happened that's made me think back to our words of wisdom, but that story is for another day. Sure, if Dahlia is going to show up in one of these cases. Time is 1 a.m. Detective, we made it. Still safe. Gumshoe. Said it, pal. It must have been our rock-solid security that scared him off. And opening the safe just to double check. Been had. Ask. Salutations. Turn on the searchlights. Is this our first non-murder case? Better luck next time, gentlemen. Ha 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 ha. Excuse me, but I'm afraid I'll be leaving now. King Dracula. We'll meet again when the next moon is full. Ha 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 ha. Hey Nick, get a load of this. Are you listening to me? You can clean the toilet later. This is important. Hang out about now. Today will be the last time you talk to me that way. The big time. What do you mean by we? Silly. I'm talking about me and Pearly. Great to see you again, Mr. Nick. Pearls, you haven't changed a bit. What are you doing here anyway? How old? Oh, I'm 20. Mia R. Or, Maya R. This. It's even more cracked than it used to be. Grain Village, isn't that? That's right, it's our hometown. This is about treasures from the boonies. Laugh all you want, you'll be singing another tune. Treasures of the Crane exhibit usually doesn't start until next week, but promoter sent us some special VIP entry passes. I dressed up extra special. What do you think, Nick? Same Maya, different day. The young lady is Maya Fey. The younger sister, Mia, my friend Nick. First met her 2 years ago. Known the case surrounding Mia's death, and ever since then. So this just to cover for her true identity. In reality, she's a spirit medium, and a bit of a shady character. Who are you calling shady? He's been the suspect of multiple cases. The little girl is Pearl Fey, but I usually call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin and spirit medium in training herself. I know I'm young, but I want to help in any way I can. Crane Village is the home of the mysterious crane channeling technique, and Maya is the daughter channeling master. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's no joke. I've seen her power with my own eyes. It's a real thing. Earth to Nick, how long are you gonna make us two gorgeous women wait? Can't wait any longer. I want to see the exhibition. Exhibit. Looks like I don't get a choice. Might as well head on out. Taylor Main Exhibit Hall. City. Expensive department store. Treasure exhibit, huh? I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed. So they're in like a freaking mall? Awesome. Junk look great. It all depends on how you display it. I have all that dusty hanging scroll that was in the Fade Manor storeroom. I remember scribbling on it when I was a little girl. The person in charge of this exhibition is waiting for us in the basement warehouse. million written characters jammed into it. Probably esoteric knowledge, only mediums. Let's see. Save money. Sure, the number has gone up since the last time I saw it. This big cushion is just lying. It must be the greatest treasure. Girl broke. I think I remember this old folding screen. I'm pretty sure it was an important piece of evidence in that murder case. Folding screen has the greatest of all the channeling secrets. 6-leaf crane ratings folding screen. Bunch of old earrings. Are these rare treasures too? Of course, this is a treasure exhibit, isn't it? Takes to be a treasure is age. No wonder nobody likes museums. Excuse you, Phoenix. Maya, look, I can't believe it. It's so cute. It's a little diorama of Karain Village. Somehow it seems to reek of dreariness. Your house, it even says Fey Manor on it. I don't want to add the famous. Basement warehouse, alright. Place is scary. I feel like a monster could jump out at any time. Don't be scared, Pearly. I'll protect you. Oh, Mr. Wright. Monster, you were right. Andrews? It's good to see you again. Hello. Is she a friend of yours, Nick? And how do you know her, Pearly? I'm Adrian Andrews. In charge of the promotion and planning for this treasure exhibit. Also responsible for the security arrangements. How long has it been? Like a year? Jail for a year? Adrian sure has changed since the last we met. The warehouse. The really valuable exhibit items are still stored away in here. It has been a long time, hasn't it, Mr. Wright? Nick, what's going on? Who's this woman? Why are you freaking out on me? How does she not know? Thought it'd be more dramatic if it got all worked up. Mystic Maya, you shouldn't let him off the hook so easily. Please, Maya, don't say anything that will needle pearls further. Wright was there for me when I really needed help. It was something that happened 7 months ago. Remember, don't you, the Nickel Samurai case? Not really, I was stuck in that dark wine cellar. Did that escape your memory, Nick? Yeah, but you should still know about the case. Don't you run my office? After that, I quit being a manager and started this job. It's tough. I'm sorry, Miss Andrews, if it wasn't for us. No, don't say that. I'm glad the whole thing happened. Thanks to you and everyone involved, I was able to change my whole life. I really am grateful. Is she gonna be the Lotta Heart of this game that just shows up in every case? Really impressed, Miss Andrews. Handling a huge exhibition like this must be very tiring. Lord Lee Taylor are celebrating their 200th anniversary. Works on display in the main exhibition hall are worthy of the finest museums. Finest museums? This basement warehouse is well protected, huh? Of course it is. After all, there are some priceless treasures. The security guards are all highly trained as well. The face she's making. Wanted to do something nice for you and your friends, Mr. Wright. So that's why you ran to this exhibit? I knew Karain Village was a hometown of your assistant Maya. I thought it would be great to let the rest of the world know about it too. Not exactly thanking me per se, isn't it? Maybe, but who'll want to see an exhibit on the treasures of Phoenix Wright? Even got Maya's smug face. Computer, it looks like it's hooked up to the security camera. Exits, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, they say. Hamburger. Why would anyone write hamburger that big? World Hamburger Festival? Spaghetti? Or there's no way it could say spaghetti. Maybe it was a typo. Might have said Spaghetti Festival. What do you think? Big door. It looks like this door to the actual storeroom. I can see a lot of big boxes. Wait, I want to take a look. Oh, I'm sorry. Unauthorized personnel aren't allowed. Hear that, Nick? We're unauthorized. Oh, are they gonna do the step ladder bit again? Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. They always do the stupid step ladder joke. Oh, what the heck? Why does Mystic Ami have a freaking... the Japanese god has the flaming sword? The deity? God, I should know this. Kiemon or someone is like from One Piece is like designed after that character. Mystic Maya, take a look next to the door. That's Mystic Ami, right? Yep, a statue of the woman who invented the crane channeling technique, Ami Faye. Statue's on loan from one of those training halls of the Frey branch family. In fact, it just arrived this morning. Holding the Shishito. Or the future master, right? This is the first time I've seen this statue. That thing is the crane Shichishito. Shichishito. What if I Google that? What comes up if I Google Shichishito? 7-branch sword. It's a historic sword. There's an actual sword based on it. And a bunch of stuff uses that design for inspiration. Not a real weapon, so the blade isn't sharp. Ooh, I wanted to cut something. What are you eyeing me for? Already ate. Have you eaten? I've already made a reservation on the restaurant on the 12th floor. Why don't we all dine together? Aww. I like the sound of that dine. It sounds so fancy. I'll have the kids' lunch. Really, it's dinner, not lunch. Go for it and really eat your fill with kids' dinner. One kid's dinner for me. Head upstairs then. For that pleasant evening, all that remained was to wait for the exhibitions. None of us could have imagined that the very next day something terrible would happen. Written code long. Nick, this is terrible. Cleaning the toilet again? Never knew you were such a toilet freak. Give me a break. My brain just hits the snooze button for the 5th time. Go ahead, turn on the TV. Got an update on the recent treasure heist. Based on the clues found at the scene, authorities have announced it was believed that it was the work of the renowned phantom thief, Mask Damask. It's Joker. Mask the Mask? Is the 5th heist behind this phantom thief who only targets rare treasures. Well, Nick, what are you gonna do? Don't you dare go back to scrubbing that toilet. Was stolen by Mask Damask, our most valuable treasure. The Crane's sacred urn was stolen. Refresh my memory a little. What is the sacred urn? Most important thing. Yeah, that Pearl tried to repair. Urn contains a very important soul, namely the soul of Mystic Ami Faye, founder of the Crane channeling technique. Right, Pearly? Ah, yes, that's right. Hold up. Thought that urn had the name Ami written on it. Now it says I am. Any idea how that happened, Pearly? There are some things left unresolved. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Nick? Right, 1 year ago there was a murder in the Crane Village, Maya's hometown. Sacred urn turned out to be an important clue. Why is it fixed in that? Toilet is shinier than that judge's head, so let's see what's next. Treasure's been stolen. Does that even bother you? Thought the urn was the village's treasure, but I don't see how. Village is Mystic Maya. She's the future master. You know what I'm talking about. I won't let you say you know. Alright, I do. So what am I supposed to do about it? Isn't it obvious? Go find who the bad guy who did this. And get the sacred urn back. I'm not a detective, I'm a lawyer. If you're a real gentleman, you'll find it for your beloved Mystic Maya. There's no winning against Pearl's fairy tale image of love. Mask to mask. Make a note. Mask to mask. Listed and everything. Yeah, just a recap of what happened last time. Pieces together wrong, and now it says I am instead of Ami. Can't believe that no one's noticed this until now, a whole year later. See if we can find some clues that will lead us to the bad guy. Doesn't look like anything's been disturbed. Pretty much looks the same. Can't poke around here, pal. That voice, not him. Gumshoe. I'm the one who should be saying not again. Why is it that every time something bad happens, you always show up? I should be asking you that. Aren't there any other detectives? I've met 2 of them. Be asking you that. What are you doing hanging around here? I asked you first, why are you here Alright, we get it. Why don't you kiss and make up already? Hi, Mr. Scruffy Detective. Oh, it's you. Gumshoe. Detective Dick Gumshoe. That was a good chance for you to try to remember it. It's too long, you can just call him Dick. Good to see you again, Mr. Detective Dick. Good to see you again too, I guess. Tell us what happened. You Gumshoe, okay. Thief stole something called the Sacred Urn. I know about that. Criminal's name is Mask to Mask. I know about that too. Detective, can't you tell us something other than that? Because I sort of owe you guys one. Crime occurred last night. Exactly, do you know that? You got a call. He said the urn was just stolen. Seeing the crime, you mean here, right? Wrong. The urn was being kept under careful guard in the basement warehouse. Guarding the basement warehouse. His fault. The thief got away. Jason, he thinks he's got a swelled head. He's an ace detective. Phone call from a guard at the scene. Careful guard in the basement warehouse. Guarding the basement warehouse. That guy, it's his fault that the thief got away. Solves one case and gets a swelled head thinking that he's an ace detective. Okay, I was lost. Detective Gumshoe about this mask to mask. Is he famous? What? Joking, right, Nick? Mask to mask is the hottest thing since sliced bread. Sometimes he appears as a museum guard, sometimes he appears as a big brown bear, known to surprise unsuspecting victims. Underneath it is disguises is the true mask to mask. So he's some kind of master disguise. And he only goes after the finest works of art. Last night was his 5th heist. Taylor had only cooperated, I could have caught him this time. You knew he was planning on stealing the Sacred Urn? Of course I did. The guy sends his calling card before he steals something. Oh my god, they are freaking... It is freaking Phantom Thief Persona shit. Persona just stole the idea from this. Persona is a ripoff of Phoenix Wright. Why do you call him an ace detective? That's what he calls himself. I didn't make it up. It's too late. 5 heists on the 4th, Mr. Ace get the stolen treasure back. Gotta admit it, maybe his as good as he says. Maybe as good as he says. Holy. Every time the thief sends one of his calling cards, we send our man on a stakeout. No one has ever gotten so much of a glimpse. Scene looking for clues. Notice we are going to meet the new detective. Maybe one of the old ones. So what's his calling card? Here it is, but don't show anyone it's top secret. It's the mark on the front. It's his emblem. You could say it's his mark. All of his calling cards have got it on them. Didn't mention that in the news flash. We're withholding that detail for operational reasons. The only way we can tell if the calling card is real is by this emblem. Secretary at Lordly Taylor. Coming to purloin the most precious work of art on display in your Treasures of the Korean exhibit, take good care of the speckled urn and yours truly master. Get famous, they're always imitators. Mr. Nick, if you work a little harder, maybe you can have your own copycat someday. Yeah. Into the basement, right? Ooh, a lot of shit's been broken. Welcome to my little banquet of chaos. Afraid I have very little to offer, but please make yourself at home. See, it's all becoming clear. Body. Body. This. Japanese version, he talks a lot of old Japanese words, so his catchphrase, Zubari, based on the word Zubari, frankly or decisively, often used in Japanese infomercials. Oh. So they just they didn't even translate it, they just made it a noise, he says. Lawyer and a spirit medium, neither are very advanced in their trade, am I wrong? Gary, how do you know that? How? The universal skeptic would say that how is nothing more of a question of why. Travel of both time and space and a swimmer of dreams. Is this guy Willy Wonka? Without further ado, let me fulfill what should be the duty of any gentleman. So, name is at me. Look at me. It's detective. You're me. Name's Wright. Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. Are you kidding me? This is how they determine the name Ace Attorney in universe. What were the first? Hold on. Ace Attorney Trilogy. Yeah, the first game was called Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and then the second one was Justice for All. Right? Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All, and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Is this the first time they've said Ace Attorney in the game? I'm Maya Faye, Ace Spirit Medium. I'm Pearl Faye. I'm Mystical Spirit Medium Ace Apprentice. Yeah, Pearl caught on. Play this little game. Raise one short of a baker's dozen, come to find with this guy. Really as famous as you say. Player, you have a rather shocking lack of knowledge about it. Ask Damask's arch enemy, the ace detective Luke Atme. At this moment there are two mighty figures which loom large over this grand city. One embodies the nefarious forces of darkness, the other the angelic cherubs of light. Good angel. Oh, I see. Boy, now I'm really... What is he saying, Nick? Been personally on the heels of this villain since his first crime. After learning his criminal patterns, I thwarted his very latest loathsome larceny. I've been returned the target of his tyranny, the portrait of Magina, to the crime scene, and I did it all by myself. I took it back from mass to mass with my brawny mind and brilliant muscles. Yeah, they mentioned it on the news, and great people around you said the museum gave you an incredible jewel as a reward. Compared to the treasure I retrieved for them, it's not much. Makes you great is your own self-praise. Tell us what you know about Mask to Mask, and keep it simple. Dastardly deeds. Last night here in the bowels of the story, we were locked in a most glorious battle. Here last night in Lordly Taylor? Naturally, wherever Damask goes, you'll find Atme laying his... Mask to Mask mask out-eleganced you and made a beautiful getaway. This time allowed him to escape with the illusion of victory. Tell us what happened here last night. Girl, I should always say there should be no secrets between aces. Ha ha ha. Fire will get you nowhere, Pinocchio. The request for my services 20 days ago. It was 10 days ago that I received Mask to Mask's calling card. Hired before the calling card even arrived. The person who hired me was quite rigorous and thorough. That's Andrews, yeah, that's Adrian Andrews. 10 days after hiring me, her worst premonitions were realized. Calling card. Ace detective that I am set a trap for the thief right in the warehouse and waited for him alone. Dicey felt from such a singularly useless group of nincompoop. It was you that let the mask get away. Always operate alone and concealed. Out of sight of others. Worn sealed. Precisely, even the guards on duty were unaware of my presence. Your enemies, first you must fool your friends. My own original proverb. Back to what happened. As I was saying, keep your allies close and your enemies closer. As I was saying, I hid here in the warehouse and waited for the thief. Where to you, not a singular school at entrance. Nevertheless, I knew the answer, I wouldn't be here. Someone who seriously messed up his own stakeout. He's rather full. Saying that even though no one came through these doors, our precious urn still vanished from under your nose. Canvas that he paints. Only I have an eye into the signs. Translate, connect, but don't touch anything. Ask. I have a video that recorded it directly from the news on TV. Can I interest you in a copy? Very impressive, but surprised to see you in possession of top secret information. As an apprentice here. Told that you are pursuing. Not sure I would really call. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna find the urn no matter what we have to do. Think about it. Return to my office. At me, Detective Agency. Thick looking wooden box. Box that had the sacred urn in it. Don't touch it. Says this is a computer. I've heard of those. It has such a cute name. Get a list. Like the camera only went off once last time. That bothers me. Sword was a mistake. Ow. Ain't over there. I didn't do that. Colored this outrageous. Game is already dried up. Try that fast. Besides, I told you to dump. So if we could put it in the office. Hey, it's Wright in tow. How about a gold? Make your cell phones ringing. Bingo. Surrendered. But I still got him. Ask surrendered. You can come and pick up the sacred urn. I was gonna tell you. I think you can swing by the detention center sometime. He wants to talk to you, mask to mask, that is. Talk to Nick? Wait. Oh, he's gonna say that it wasn't him. Set of a B-grade horror. Impressive bookshelf with some very impressive books. Life as a Ace Detective Unabridged Edition. Look at me. Iris. This guy is just dying to make a name for himself. Getting kind of irritating, actually. Fireplace. What's the difference? Assumptions. Can't be serious. I think it's probably for... To the detention center. Still in a happy mood, aren't you? Probably caught mask to mask. Where's the sacred urn? Couldn't think about it before, but you're the victim in this case. Guess I shall let you hear the story straight from the horse's mouth. Great, Nick. He is. If you think about it real hard, we are the victims. So used to thinking the victim as a dead person because we're always on murder cases. I have to get the sacred urn back. Please don't just ignore me. Mask to mask, okay? Kind of angry. On delight. Famous mask to mask. Out of a wet paper bag. No, that's wrong. See, it's complicated. Or yes and no if you... Why is that gray? Say wrong, what I mean to say is that it's not right per se. See, it's spelled... Not spelled mask to mask. It's mask to mask. I'm a lowly clean, you know that. Good. Don't look at me like that. I don't need your pity. Crybaby, too. Why'd you give yourself up? Well, it's because I know crisis pressure, and now you're overwhelmed with guilt, am I right? What is it? Could you go and talk to Desi? We want our urn back. Where is it? Back. I really will. I can't make promises I can't keep. I'll just end it. Couldn't really hear what he said, especially the last part. Took a little. Yes, sir. I promise. Maybe not. Already speaking in my normal voice, so I can't really do anything. Right away. Afraid you wouldn't believe me anyway. Yes, I lost it. Like I said, these things just happen. You're on the train, you get distracted, you forget your bag. And on the train dressed like that? No. Pathetically. Guy's story is more surreal than a Dali painting. Holy pop references, dude. Where this creep is mask to mask. Jesse. Talk about my wife. Wife that told me to have you come here. Yes, that makes more sense. Then hideout. My apartment. Yep, okay. So, Pelpepe. Palazzo Pelpepe. Pepe? You? I don't need to order those. Mask calling card. Pretty nice looking, huh? Brought this book, How to Write Business Letters and Study Hard. Sorry it's caused so much trouble. Sorry that you shouldn't have stolen it in the first place. The thing I did wrong was lose it. That's wrong either way. I'm sure the owners of the other treasures feel the same. Damask's hideout. There's freaking... That about it. This is Damask's hideout, alright. Is that you, Ronnie? Delight? Desiree. Be the lawyer and the victim. Phoenix Wright, boy am I, huh? Can't tell you how graceful I am because I didn't my wrong. But you're welcome. Out your husband. He looks like a pretty boy. Though a bit weak sometimes though. By the way, did you know they mentioned my on TV? Said you own the urn and you're doing some shady training at a law office now. I saw that, thought it might be a good idea to meet the lawyer they mentioned. Ronnie, he has a powerful imagination, gets deluded easily. He kept insisting he was going to surrender to the police. Me, I stole the urn, he kept saying, as if it was even possible. Huh? Saying he didn't? Of course he didn't. Why would my Ronnie ever do something like that? Bryce is treacher and he's, you know... kind of woman that needs excitement in her life. I have my own happiness when I'm racing with my bike going at full throttle. Riding motorcycles like putting your life on the line, you know what I mean? Like that can't stand living a boring, dreary old life with no action. Even Ron doesn't exactly look like the risk-taking type himself. Really not one for thrills and danger, but I do have to say that he makes up for it in other ways. Honey. Ronnie's incredibly rich and super generous. He bought me a bike that's so fast it would make your head spin. Shopping, I like to shop so much it makes Ron's head spin. The other day it happened, his head actually started to spin. Where does Mr. Delight get his money from? Ron's a security guard, they put their lives on the line, right? So they get paid tons of money. Tell us about what happened. In the morning. Over. Always did my best flying it. Pulled over by a policeman. I can't believe he caught up to me. It was a great chase. When he caught up to me, a poor man was white as a sheet. 3 in the morning when I finally got home. We weren't together at the time of night. When I got home, he was already fast asleep. You know about this. costume pieces arranged in a nice frame, a beard, and a mask made out of cardboard. Dude, it's a hot air balloon. I want to make my own balloon now. Vaguely familiar. It's a fishbowl. Alien helmet. Like a tape recorder. I think it's a transceiver or an alien. Yeah, it's parts of bags. Missiles. You know there's missiles? Not heavy enough to be real. Paper and trash can. Left of them was are in stone and great elders. For the immoral Protestant. It looks like an envelope and a letter. Sure, it was a clue, I guess I will. Or hanging from his neck. Torpedo. Very important. Research that he put into being a thief. You must know about your husband and Mask to Mask. Mask to Mask, of course I know about it. My husband is his biggest fan. Ronnie can be pretty delusional sometimes. That's how this whole misunderstanding happened. Ronnie actually believes he is Mask to Mask. Talking about it. No, he doesn't look at it. Really gets things done when he puts his mind to it. As long as I've got my motorcycle and my Ronnie, I'm happy. And his pile of money. Plus a little excitement and some shopping money. Then I'm happy. Did Ron first become Mask to Mask? Not Mask to Mask. Around, this place is obviously Mask to Mask's hideout. Real thieves hideout wouldn't look like this, because Ronnie is so timid himself that he looks up there. Mask to Mask is a bad guy. Billy had stolen that urn. Don't you ask him if he has the urn or not. Maybe Mr. Delight isn't Mask to Mask after all. What is it? I know I may seem like a bad girl on the outside. The one thing I won't stand for is illegal activity. Tough, but I can tell you've got a good heart. Somebody frame my poor Ronnie, I just know it. Ronnie frame. Essie. You're Mystic Maya too, Mr. Nick. Letter that Desiree wrote, she said, ask this guy to be your lawyer. Can't be your lawyer. What do you mean, why not? We're the victims. Victims of this Damask guy. According to Desiree, he didn't do it. Could be lying to protect her husband. It's true. Spreading. Treasure of your choice. I'll give it a try. I'll defend you. Can't trust him. There's more to this case than meets the eye. Shouldn't have trusted you. Can't believe you defend this person after what he did to Mystic Maya. Nix, are you not gonna crush this girl's dreams? Sorry about that, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Couldn't have known she'd react like that. Said she's going back to the office. Check in on her later, would you? Okay with me taking Mr. Delight's case? Yeah, I'm fine, Nick. You have a lot of work to do. I really appreciate it. Back to I see. Went and bought us a strawberry cake. We'll go make some tea. Pearls? Like she feels bad about what happened at the detention center. Poison cake. That's to cleaning the toilet. Again. I cleaned it this morning. Time for me to ask about her. Thought it was because she was young, but girls, I think she's got the wrong idea about you and me. There's something kind of like a crazy cousin, and well, because of the murder case. Isolation, oh my god. Hardly any men in Korean village. I told you a long time ago about how spiritual powers run very strong in the Faye family. revolves around its women. Because of that, there tends to be a lot of start to feel left out. Happy marriages all around her. That's why she's so sensitive. 17 years ago, after the Edgeworth case. Tracy's still alive, right? I know she is. It's sort of a spirit meeting. Mother doesn't come back then. According to the laws, I'll become the next master. Yeah, but no one with the blood of a Fae no one else with the blood of a Fae main family who's a spirit medium. Go out and start investigating. We're not gonna learn anything. Doubted you, even though Mystic Maya trusted you completely. Nick, I, from the bottom of my heart, apologize for what I said. Did. Going out now for a bit. I still have a lot of power, spirit channeling power, so I'm going to show you I can be useful too by finding some evidence. Back off and give her some room. Maya, oh Miss Andrews. I'm so sorry, it's my fault, your precious urn. Your precious urn. Calm down, what's wrong? Never ends. Everything I touch ends in failure. Anything to make it up to you. I don't know. I know I don't look it, but I'm good with my hands. I can make you another urn. Come on, just wait, okay? Breathe, calm down. Forgive me. Did you get the calling card from Mask to Mask? Asked Detective at me to help with security. In fact, 20 days ago I hired him. He seemed to know much more about Mask to Mask than the police. I hired him for security even before the calling card arrived. I'm going to trust my hunches. He has character growth. That's why there are even security cameras. Claire's very serious about their security. Because they were saying it was their way of saying bring it on to any potential thieves. Sure brought it. Tell us a bit about the security footage of your exhibit. Never should have called this paltry little. The urn that was stolen is a pretty important object. Its actual value after appraisal was practically zero. Polished it until it was just about glowing. I thought I could make it look more valuable. All the security arrangements to Detective at me. 5 days ago, I began receiving all sorts of other exhibit items for free. People started going in and out of the warehouse. It's actually Mask to Mask in disguise. Personally checked out everyone that came through here, so that's not possible. At me? My abode, relax and soak up the atmosphere. Really kind of silent. Precisely as I expected. Bari. Truthful has once again been elegantly revealed. A lawyer, a spirit medium. Am I correct? Oh god. Elliot, what can I do for you? Mentioned before that you were on duty all alone last night. Fifth encounter with my archenemy. Refuse to allow anyone to interfere with the rightful pursuit of mine. Heard you've been after Master Mass since his very first theft? Yes, I see you've done your homework. Very first heist, the vile thief pilfered the famous jewel, Tears of Emanon. Encountered him in the museum's sacred hall, the crime scene itself. That's why you're hired as the security for the treasure exhibit. Pretty sure he said that Andrews hired him. Borrowed some equipment from Lord Taylor and set up the trap. Was Mask's modus operandi. Sacred Urn. I'm interested in one thing, and that is Mask to Mask. Sir, the urn was nothing more than a lure. Shape of the peanuts you throw to pigeons. Looks like he doesn't know about the urn. Great. All but secrets wandering alone in the dark. How Master Mass managed to steal the urn, isn't it strange that you don't seem to know? Night of crime. Unless you were sound asleep, you should have at least seen Master Mask. Cyclock. Magatama lets me see when people are keeping secrets by breaking their mental locks and find out what those secrets are. When he gave me this last year. Prized family heirloom, but Pearly was the one that actually imbued it with spiritual powers, right? That's why I don't. Send the Magatama to the person with the secret. is true. I can tell you for certain that not a single person passed through. Someone went through the door. Security camera set up at the scene of the crime should have taken automatically a photo of anyone who went through the door. If you don't mind, and our hands on the camera. The camera went off once last night. If the question is why you're trying to hide it. I was gonna ask in that case the reason. Sleeper using the bathroom. Drive for several days. There's some suspicious marks. The bottom left is shaped oddly and is pink. Spirit Medium, it's Child's Play. AD responsible for security, Miss Adrian Andrews. a detective had let the thief slip through his fingers every single time. But I think about it, I wonder if they aren't working together. Co-conspirators. Last time I came close and managed to retrieve the stolen treasure. Man surrendered to the police, admitting he was mask to mask. So, but I'm not convinced he's really behind the thefts. He is. Sure. Forehead, it's all in the shape of his classic face of a thief. Didn't act was because you were fast asleep, using the bathroom, or unconscious. Unconscious. Though wasn't dead before the crime. Ishito. That I, Luke, at me would be knocked unconscious so easily, the sword proves it. For the theft, the sword was in the hand of the statue Amife, but furthermore at that time it was not bent. Struck over the head and knocked unconscious by this sword. About it. Can't deny that there may be a small hint of truth in what you say. Knocked out when the thief... You were knocked out when the thief first clobbered you. Suppose you could put it that way. The coward struck at the precise moment that I turned to look at the computer. Never noticed that the thief had entered the warehouse. The coward must have wormed his way in somewhere else besides the door, perhaps the air ducts or the sewer pipes. Struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here. One thing cleared up anyway. Atme is the greatest ace detective. No, that he never actually saw the thief. Thief may not even be mask to mask. Was unquestionably mask to mask. Camera went off once. This is the first. None other than arch criminal mask. Very good reason for committing such brazen crimes. The light had very good reason to dress up and commit these crimes. There should have been a green envelope somewhere in his room. Like, this is it. If you don't want your true identity to be revealed to the world, KB security at 1 a.m. October 12th and bring $50,000. A blackmail letter? At the door, I'll be right back. Won't take but a second, I promise. Hey, damsel in distress, I can't help. Come on in. Oh, pretty lady. Guest. Hey, it's you and Maya. What a fluke. Oh god, Larry. You and this girl, you know, have something going on. There's just mated you, Nick. A gorgeous lady like this. And married too? Way to go. When things can't get any worse, it's time to cue in the butts. Jerry Butts. Ever since grade school, he's been not exactly a close friend, but we know each other. That wasn't nice. I was your best friend. Got quite the storied history, he and I. What we used to say still rings true. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Embarrassing me. Got this pretty little thing here. Childhood friends, I see. That's so sweet. To go ahead and catch up. I'm gonna go check on my bike. Nice girl, that Desi. So how you been, Nick? 2 years since I heard from you. What's with those clothes? You look weird. My uniform for my part-time. Women, I don't trust them anymore. You got dumped again? Jennifer, I followed her all the way to Japan 2 years ago. So I met the famous Caddy Tom and my whole life changed. Jennifer, Caddy Tom. Is that really the Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez? Jennifer, I forget which Jennifer. Caddy Tom chose Hollywood over me. Can you believe it? Sounds like you had quite the adventure. I think they had to say Japan because they can't say that, oh, I went to America. You're different, Maya. You're not like the rest. What are you doing here anyway? Natural born nice guy, that's all. I picked this up last night while I was working. A wallet. And a driver's license, so I figured I'd return it myself. These pictures in here. Guess he really digs his wife. Hank, it's not what you're thinking. No, I'm pretty sure it is. You haven't changed a bit. A married man, that's just bad news. Found it at your job. Working at a private security company as a guard. What time was it when you found it? One in the morning on the first floor of our company building. Nothing weird about that. After all, he works there. Mr. Delight? Sure. Here, take a look at this. Right there in his wallet. Key card for the security company. It's got a serial number on it and everything. There's no mistake about it. Okay, I got your stupid letter. The butts? Leaves a record. Tells you who it. Acne letter about Alexis and huh? $1,000. I don't have that kind of money. You don't understand. This letter was sent to Rhonda Light. It has KB security right on the envelope. Where I've got a part-time job at KG. Probably has a new talk. Where I work, I'm on the job right now. Wait, you know what mice do when cats are away? 30 minutes, fly down by the road. Rhonda Light was at KB Security when the robbery concluded, then couldn't have stolen the sacred urn. Is this right? Rose, where are you? Gotta go to Lurdy Taylor to find more clues, but I'm afraid I've gotten lost. Walking in front, I found myself in front of a person's office. Nick, Mystic Knight. Single soul in sight. Bag, it wasn't here before. For an investigation. What are you doing, sir lawyer? I'm shocked to see a servant of the court acting so flagrantly. Perhaps I should make myself more clear. Tomorrow's trial. The figurative Sir William will be dropping his panties before lunchtime. What's gonna happen at tomorrow's trial? You know what's his mistake? Tomorrow will be a day I will take the stand, and then I just ask you as the thief's co-conspirators. I'm not defensive. It's not I that is your greatest enemy. There's far more dangerous threat. You are who you say. I'm sure you've heard of him. His name is Doe. Doe? Taking a step down the path of foolishness. Try to offend a career criminal who deserves nothing less than death penalty. No one knows for sure that Mr. Delight is really Damask. Prosecutor whose equal cannot be found in this country, but in heaven. Legend or myth, men pin a lifetime of hopes on the chance to simply meet him. best prosecutor in the country isn't Godot, it's Edgeworth. Isn't that right, Nick? I'm surprised the Spear Medium knows this. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth is currently traveling abroad. With this Godot really that strong? I remember hearing about someone like that. Our lives idly waiting on. Stage has been set, pieces are in place. All that remains now is for the dance to begin. Prosecutor, an ace detective, and a thief. This will be one. Not a murder, for once. Once it's not a murder, so I can be. I might be back later. We'll see. I appreciate it. And guys, later. Good night, good evening, good afternoon. Stay safe. Catch you next time.